So hello everyone. Decided to make another video after the first one. So I have like a lot of recordings stacked up at this point, by the way. I just made one video and I'm making now a second one. So yeah, that's kind of it. I have like a huge stack of nice recordings that I want to share with you guys. Getting the hunting dogs here. But yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. Just record these. It might take a while, but there are many nice games that I'd like to share with you guys. This is the second one. So I'm playing Gaia. The level is about 1650, I think, for this match. So it's going to be me playing Gaia in the pocket. As our flank player on the bottom, it seems like we have my friend Strahssis. We play a lot together. Have some nice games usually. He's around 1652. And we have Lion here playing as the Loki for our team on the other flank. As you see, I gave him my Gaia forest. And I'm not actually sure if this is Gold Lion. Don't really remember that too well, to be honest. But yeah, he might be. The AKA ratings did match up with his profile, so maybe it is actually Gold Lion. He said his Loki wasn't too good, but let's see about that, if that was the truth. So let's jump into the other team. So it's gonna be just chill, playing the Poseidon. Oh yeah, by the way, this game is pretty old, but at this point. And it was actually already casted on Black at the stream, so maybe you will recognize this game. He casted as well. Yeah, pretty nice game. But anyways, this guy's gonna be playing as Poseidon. Finding some goats for himself already. And the pocket player for them is going to be Rising Storm, who's going to be playing Poseidon as well. And I think both Rising Storm and Just Chill, if I remember correctly, they were around 1652. And credit scored, I remember him being about 1700, I think. Maybe, I mean, it's a long time ago, so I really don't remember it too well. But the match title was 16.5+, so I guess only people that are suitable for that will join. Okay, so building his monument. And he's going to be playing against a Ra, so we kind of have a bit of a Ra mirror on this side. So let's see what I'm going to be doing. From the looks of it, how many do I have on food? Okay, so actually, I'm gonna go for the archaic TC, looking at the fact that I'm gonna be going for the 2 on gold, which is gonna mean next to wood. Yes, exactly. So I'm actually gonna be going for the second TC, which makes sense because of the Ra and the 2 Poseidons. Although the 2 Poseidons might go heavier on the raiding, I should still be fine taking that second TC. So let's see how that's gonna be played out for me. And not too much action going on as we speak. Just a bit of scouting around. And the temple is gonna be in his base, which means that he's not gonna do any kind of crazy rush, which makes perfect sense because the Poseidon is gonna have ceasefire. So it would be a pretty dumb decision to go for any kind of all-in rush. And I seem to be going to get this TC for myself. Is anyone else? Well, no, they can't. There is no other Atlantis in this game, so nobody can go for the second TC yet. But I kinda expect everyone except maybe the Loki to go second TC this game pretty early. That would make the most sense. So Trubbish Temple is up. Is he yet ready to advance? No, not yet. He is gathering up for it though, and he's on the goats already. Is there no hunt nearby actually for him? No, the hunt is pretty far, so I guess it makes sense. How am I dealing with that situation? Let me put Fog of War on. Am I still hunting somewhere? Yes, I am. I'm going for these caribous in the front. And it seems like Lion is doing the same thing. So we are still hunting, while Trubbish is on his goats already. Okay, so I found the green player with my oracle. Let's see if I'm gonna find pink as well. Maybe with this oracle. Okay, so I have stacked up a nice amount of goats as well. And actually there is two rains. What I do these days, but as I said, the recording is pretty old. I usually spend like lots of resources in leeching off the Ras with the rain. So I focus very heavy on wood as soon as I advance with the second TC. So let's see if I'm gonna be going for that this time around. Seems like I forgot to click advance for a bit, but it should still be fine. And let's see what I'm going to be going for. And Forcity is in, so let's see what the Loki is gonna be doing. Troll moving forwards. One Herser not doing too much yet. Okay, so it seems like I'm gonna be wanting to go for the walruses. And building a manor just in case I get raided. So the two Hermes, the Ptah coming through. So I think the other Ptahs should follow next. Yes, exactly. So I'm gonna be the last to advance because I went for the arcade TC. And it seems like Trubbish is already moving for a second TC at this point. Which makes sense, he's the Ra. So he's quite happy to do that. And I'm not focusing too heavy on wood from the looks of it. So it seems like I'm not yet leeching off the rain by the Ras. Or not too much at least. And this guy is gonna go for the TC. And he actually got the balls to take the forward. And he doesn't know. I mean, you would expect if he knew he was against Trubbish, he would do it. But he didn't know that. So that is actually a bit risky. Although they do know that the Loki is here, so maybe it's fine. Okay, so a bit of harassment here by the Loki player, but nothing too serious yet. Okay, they scouted my hunters. They should do something about that ASAP. Okay, Lion is retreating, which makes sense. He probably doesn't want to pick this battle with the strong hero, especially with the barracks being near. That wouldn't be that good for him. Okay, so the rain by Trubbish is in. Okay, so he got 15 on food at this point. Got his husbandry and the other thing. The shaft mine. Or not the shaft mine, I mean the plow. And his credit courts prepared at this point. So he got some farms as well. Also got plow, no husbandry, which you don't really need to be honest for the rain. It's actually a bit better to not have it because the advance time will be a bit quicker at this point. Okay, so I am having the one farm, but it's not upgrading plow, but I'm not really committing too much from the looks of it. And it seems like I'm going for classical fight instead of fast heroic. Okay, so let's have a look at what's happening so far. Okay, a bit of an engagement here between green and yellow, but nothing too serious from the looks of it. Okay, so in the end I did decide to focus a bit on wood, which is going to be meaning that I at least have the 3 farms this time around, which is a little bit better. I kind of thought this was somebody else's hunt, but it is my allies. Okay. These guys should be getting to move as well, I think, as they are right now doing. Okay, good. And I'm just gonna be looking for some sort of raiding in the meantime. How many farms have I got at this point? Still just the 3, so not too committed on leeching of rains this time around. I could have definitely done it though, I think. Being in the pocket with a quite boomy matchup, should have been able to do that. So what's going on in the meantime? I don't really have any kind of luck finding Veils, but now I do. Okay, so let's see what I'm going to be going to do here. Okay, so this might be a nice catch here. And I'm actually using the trees here to block off the path. And using the Carnivora as well, which is gonna protect the Carnivora from getting in the hero range. But aside downtime, I didn't capture the villagers in time, sadly. But the Carnivora is gonna be quite nicely protected here As you can see, the T-South, he can't reach, which is good. Okay, so these guys are retreating. And it's gonna be a bit of harassment on the temple, but nothing too serious. Is my Bite of the Shark yet coming in, or the mediums? I definitely should be doing that, because I do have the resources. Although I might be opting to go for heroic, looking at my resources. Bit of raiding there by Pink on me, as we speak. But he isn't really going to be any kind of successful aside from a bit of downtime. Okay, these guys are going to be dead very soon. Yeah, I might actually be opting to go heroic, but I don't really see my, what's it called, my thing coming up. Okay, so I might actually fight this if I wanted to. They are medium hippies, but I have the Murmillos. Okay, so I might lose this house. And what's going on the Egyptian side of things? I see some market by Trubbish. Let's have a look at his resources. Is this gonna be some sort of fast mythic? Oh, he is getting the Migdol, but very defensively, so he actually might be wanting to go for something like that. Okay, so bit of a fight going on here. These Stocksotus, they could be pretty dangerous. Bite of the Shark coming up at this point. And I don't have the resource to go heroic by now. No, it's not coming up. That's kind of a mistake. I could have definitely gotten it a lot earlier. And because of that, this fight might we might actually not come on top because of it. And we see Horus coming up. Just completely missed it by Trubbish. So that's gonna mean some sort of fast tornado here for him. Pretty nice idea. Bit of raiding here by the purple player, but it's not gonna be too serious, I think. And this Migdol is gonna come up. We're just gonna secure this gold mine here for the time being. Good for Trubbish. And it seems like the upgrades are finally coming in for me. And the tornado is being cast in the base from green. Lots of damage on the military building, some houses too. Also some units from the looks of it. But the TC is gonna fall as well, sadly for him. And this is gonna be the green light for me and yellow to move in. If they are not gonna be prepared for it. Yeah, and they don't really have any kind of except for this huge army. So let's see what we're gonna be doing. Bit of raiding here. And Trubbish is going to be under attack for the time being. He does have quite a nice amount of camels, which do pretty nicely against the siege and all the chariots. So that's pretty good by him. Makes sense to go for camels on Ra as well. And Locust down here to the bottom, but it's except for the downtime, it doesn't really seem to have done too much. Okay, so the battle is going to be continuing. This guy might help a lot if the Pharaoh isn't focusing. Okay, so the flaming weapons is coming in, but the bronze as well. But I kind of think that the flaming weapons might come out on top, to be honest. Okay, so I'm coming in to assist with a few units. Where is the rest of my army actually? Okay, it's moving in as well. And we should pay attention to this, by the way. This is some pretty nice raiding by Trubbish. With quite a lot of kills, actually. Okay, so it seems that, as I predicted, we came out on top on this fight. And I'm quite nicely forwardly building here, which is definitely needed, I think. Because the Murmillo do have to walk all across the map for me at this point, which isn't the best. So huge losses for green. And he already wasn't doing too hot because of all the tornado shenanigans in his base. So Locust here, which is maybe killed some farms, I don't know actually. And how many vills did he kill? Actually a lot. This is gonna hurt him a lot. At the same time, it seems like Trubbish lost all his army here. And as soon as the siege tower comes in, that might mean that he's gonna lose his Migdol and therefore his forward mine. Okay, so I do have probably heavy Murmillo, Bite of the Shark and Copper Mail. So this is not something that he could be stopping. And therefore he is using the ceasefire, which makes perfect sense for him. Is anyone gonna go for some kind of TC during the ceasefire? Doesn't seem to be going for it on this side of the map, so let's have a look at us. Okay, at this, it seems like yellow is opting to get this TC, pretty good move for him. So that's pretty good. And Trubbish is not getting it. Does he have the resources actually? He does, so he should have definitely gone and tried to take this TC. But he is, it seems like he's not gonna go for that at this point. Okay, this palace is not gonna come up just yet. Okay, so quite a lot of Tuxodes. That could be dangerous for me, having all the Murmillos in here. And he doesn't really have any kind of cavalry either here. He does have the boars, which could be helpful. It seems like Trubbish wanted to go for it in the end, but he probably started way too late, or with too little villagers, something like that. Probably just too late, actually. Okay, so the palace is gonna come up for me. Nothing is gonna be done against it. And my upgrades seem to be coming in as well. Pretty good for me. So how is my resources doing? Pretty high, and I might actually go for Mythic very, very soon. Where did the shifting sands go to? I don't know actually. No idea. Okay, so this fight is going for us slightly, but with the archers coming in as well, I realize I will need to retreat for the time being. And actually cease. And that's probably because the boars took out the TC and he wasn't really able to build it if all those camels were there. And I should be aiming to get a third TC if I'm not going Mythic. That would be pretty good. And I'm going Mythic now. So Atlas is coming up. And that's gonna be pretty scary for them, because this army might just be completely gone in that situation. The seas couldn't have come up at a better timing for Trubbish. And he's gonna be going for the TC again, but unfortunately for him, the blue player is going to be faster. So Trubbish is gonna be locked at 2, and the problems for him are gonna be escalating from this. Especially with Horus coming up. This is gonna be a bit of a problem for Trubbish, I'm expecting. My army is moving back in. And the Atlas is coming up fairly soon now. But all the Toxotes are a problem for me, so that might mean that I need to make some Arcus as well to counter it. Okay, so the implode is ready. And the TC did come back up. And it seems like Trubbish is doing a pretty good job in the raiding actually. He has been doing pretty well. Pretty successful raiding, but at the cost of losing his forward Migdal. Now finally. He did manage to keep it a long time up, but when this gold mine is going to be running out, it's going to be rough for him. And it seems like me and Yellow are going to be pushed back at the moment. But let's see for how long, because we do have the better upgrades, I'm thinking. Yeah, we definitely do double bronze and single thingy. So no upgrades here, no upgrades there pretty much, and some by Yellow. So we are definitely superior in the upgrades, and Trubbish is gonna be dying at this point. There is nothing he can be doing about this. He just got a 1 Migdal here, and he's not really preparing to defend at this point. So this is gonna be meaning that Trubbish is gonna foul after this. And is it gonna be on this side as well? Maybe. We're not moving as quick as Credit Court is, so I'm kind of thinking that this could be a pretty big problem here. And I might need to start building up on this side too. Trubbish taking this TC just to stay in the game. Pretty good idea. And it seems like the implode is coming in. And it's gonna suck up part of our army as well. But most of theirs. Trubbish still raiding. And this TC is gonna fall. The piggy raiding is definitely paying off. Okay, so yeah, that's lots of buildings gone. All the army gone pretty much for the green player. And that's gonna be green light for us to move in instantly. And it seems like they failed to kill my palace. So, and we should definitely start moving very quick because Trubbish is dying. And that means that we don't really have too much time to waste here. Still nicely piggy raiding. And Trubbish is trying to do what he can. Does he still have the resource to continue fighting? As I expected, he doesn't have the gold. And he does actually have shifting sands. What he should do, he should shift some villagers up here to this mine. Or maybe just this mine or whatever. Just some mine that is secured by us on the other side. That way he should be able to continue getting gold. Because the gold is definitely quite problematic for him from the looks of it. Yeah, this TC is going to be falling. And when am I gonna build up on this side? It's definitely needed. And I should be fixing this, as this caravan is not getting any gold anymore from this TC. So Trubbish is almost dead. He is actually better off than green at this point. So if we keep moving quickly here, we should be able to do well there. And as you guys can see, I'm finally preparing here with lots of buildings, just to try and hold the blue player as soon as they come here. Should probably mix him some towers too, which I'm not doing just yet. Okay, yeah, so green is completely gone from the map. Yellow taking his forward TC. It was actually on only 2 TCs from the looks of it. And I should definitely be getting more upgrades looking at my resources. Okay, so we are still moving forward on this side. And Trubbish is still barely holding on. Well, actually not, he's dying. But he held on long enough for me to set up on this side. And I think I'm gonna be quite nicely prepared. Maybe get some... Not having masons yet, that would be a pretty good move. Especially since we can be expecting this earthquake. And green is actually stuck in classic from the looks of it. So we're just trying to continue to push. I should be a little bit more careful about my units though. These birds are gonna do some damage probably. And what's going on in here? Trubbish finally lost his TC, but he did a really good job at delaying blue as long as possible, giving me the time to set up on this side. Is the mason jets coming in? That's definitely a mistake by me. I should be getting the masons, researching the towers, putting a lot more effort in preparing there. Some of my army is coming back here to defend already. And these houses should be at another place. I'm researching my, or rather making some units here. Definitely preparing now, making the tower. Doing a pretty good job at trying to prepare as much as possible. And it's gonna be up to yellow to continue to push here on pink. And I think he's gonna be successful. Even though Credit Court is in a very strong position right now with quite a lot of... Well, actually his upgrades are a bit lacking. Trubbish has a bit more. Wait, that's the villagers. More ups coming in for my friend here. Or any units by pink at this point. I want to check his upgrades. Okay, so nothing at all. Not even the line upgrades. That's definitely gonna be a problem for them. So this is gonna be meaning some sort of earthquake, I think. What would these guys be doing here otherwise? Yeah, so that's just too late. One guy already resigned. Green is realizing that he can't be winning this anymore. I am losing my TC. But at this point, looking that that pink is about to die very soon. And, well, blue is kind of not pushing fast enough here. Which is logical. I mean, green was a lot more dead than Trubbish was dead, so Trubbish could still resist at least a little bit, but green was just so heavily punished for everything throughout the game. So yeah, GG. Interesting fast tornado here, giving us a huge advantage at the cost of losing his own side. And this is some TG mentality you see here by Trubbish. He decided to give his teammates an upper hand at the cost of his own base. And this is sometimes the way you should be thinking in the TG games. You should be thinking, is it maybe a better idea to help my teammates on the top side instead of trying to push my bottom side? So well played by Trubbish, well played by everybody. Let's have a look at the post game. So top score by Lion, but me and Credit Court not being very far behind. Me on top on economy, military for Credit Court, and improvements also for me. So let's have a look at the resources. Pretty good trade by Lion actually, also from Trubbish. Credit Court and I did have a trade, but it didn't seem to be too strong at that point. So yeah, pretty good military statistics for Trubbish too. Didn't expect that. Trubbish does have pretty nice KD as well. Of course, for Credit Court, me and Lion, it's gonna be good. And Jay, you're gonna be seeing exactly the opposite for Just Chill. He was very heavily punished. Probably fighting that flaming weapons wasn't too great of an idea, but it was a nice attempt with the bronze. I mean, he probably thought, or actually the pink player thought it because he used bronze. He thought they would cancel out the flaming weapons, but sadly it didn't go that way for them. So the faster rogue from Trubbish and Credit Court, similar timings. And for the rest, actually, also pretty fast heroic here. From Rising Storm, Lion, and me. It's not really like a fast heroic, but definitely a little bit faster than you're used to usually. Usually you see it at like 13 minutes or something like that. So, definitely nice. And what about the Mythic Age? Nothing too interesting. Except for Trubbish, of course, with the fast tornado. And the nice upgrades for me and Lion definitely paid off in winning our side. So, probably from looks fit, he went for wolf raiding as well. He got quite a lot of them. Symphalian Bird for me makes perfect sense. And Avengers for Credit Court, they are definitely nice units. So, good idea by him to use it. Yeah, we see in this graph Credit Court being far above everyone pretty much on the population, but with green being at like 0, it's not gonna be enough. Yeah, he literally had nothing at the end. At this point I should probably have given some resources to Lion and Trubbish. Would have been a pretty good move to help them in the economy a little bit more. Nice boom by me and Credit Court from looks of it. Came out on top a little bit in the end. But it's negligible, I think, the difference. Well, it's a couple thousand, but on this scale it's not that big. And the main thing to see in this graph is the amount of resources the pink and the green player were behind, and that's basically what lost them the game probably. So yeah, GG, and see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye bye.